Is being a real estate agent actually worth it? Well, I'm going to share my experience as being a real estate agent for the last 7 years, and at the end of this video, you can decide. Let's dive right into the video. My name is Chris with the Empire of Real Estate YouTube channel. On this channel, we come out with content for real estate entrepreneurs on a weekly basis to help you grow your real estate empire. As my thank you for tuning into this channel, I want to offer you my free buyer presentation guide that you can take to your next buyer appointment so your clients are ready to get into the marketplace and buy their next house. It's fully editable on Canva, so feel free to check that out in the description below. You can click it, download it, and go use it. Thanks for tuning in. So, is being a real estate agent actually worth it? Well, the truth is that 80% of real estate agents fail out of the business. It actually could be more than that. So, for those people, it's not worth it. So for the majority of people, being a real estate agent probably isn't worth it. Now, if you fall into the small category of agents that do stay in this business full time, it can become a very lucrative career. And in fact, I know many agents that couldn't imagine themselves doing anything different because they built a business that they can run on their own schedule that creates them quite the lucrative income, and they have everything that they're looking for, and they feel like they're making a real impact on the lives of people that are looking to buy one of their biggest assets. So in this video, I'm gonna outline some of the things that I love about being a real estate agent, and then some of the things that I really hate about being a real estate agent. So you can kind of see both sides of the coin, and then you can decide if this career is right for you or you wanna skip it completely. Now I'm gonna start with some of the things that I love about being a real estate agent. Now, the first one is the ability to create your own schedule. So a couple years back, I would actually say more than a couple years back now, but it feels like yesterday, I was at a 9-to-5 job and I was required to plug in 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 or whenever that schedule dictated, and I had to be there. No matter if it was sunny out, no matter if I wanted to go on vacation, no matter what I wanted to do with my day, I had to go sit there in that dark, gloomy building and plug away for the corporation. And I didn't like that at all. So in this business, you have the ability to create your own schedule, whether that's time blocking in the morning to make your prospecting calls and showing houses in the afternoon, or vice versa. You have control of your own schedule and you really are your own boss. You're an independent contractor. So that's one of the best things about this business is you have that flexibility to design the life that you want and create the schedule that you want. And if you want to go away for a weekend, you don't have to go ask a boss. You simply just put it in your calendar, time block all your appointments around it, and say, hey, I'm taking off Friday through Sunday. It is what it is. And a lot of agents, what they'll actually do so their clients stay happy is they'll find an agent in the office to cover them so that those clients can still go see houses, and they might pay them a small percentage of the sale, or they might just give them some money for covering those appointments for them. Number 2 is entrepreneurship. Now, many people don't realize the level of entrepreneurship that being an agent requires because they just think of it as a job where they're gonna get their license, they're gonna be able to meet with clients, go out, sell them a house, and that's it. But there's much more to it than that because as an agent, you're self-employed and you actually get yourself into one of the most competitive industries that there is. There are thousands of agents who have their shop opened up and know the same people that you know. And because of that, you're in a highly saturated business. So not only did you get yourself into a business and you're gonna have to learn entrepreneurship, you get yourself into a highly competitive business. So you have to learn the game of entrepreneurship. And that's one of the biggest opportunities in the space of being a real estate agent. Because when you learn entrepreneurship and you learn all the skills needed, you can take those skills and go build other businesses. So like I always say, being a real estate agent is probably the best way or one of the best ways to get to 100K income and kind of get off the ground. So the way I look at financial success and financial freedom, it's like an airplane taking off from a runway. And you might get to that point where, you need to just get off the ground, and getting to that first 100K is the hardest because it takes the most momentum for that plane to get down the runway, build up enough speed so it can pull back and rotate and get that airspeed that it needs to get off the ground. And getting to your first 100K in business is exactly that. You need to put the work in. It's going to be a tremendous amount of work, but once you get to that 100K, you can then take those skills take the capital that you have and go start more lucrative businesses. Because the truth is, being a real estate agent is one of the best ways to get to your first couple $100K in income. But after that, you're going to need to change the game up, and you might need to become a real estate investor. You might need to become a developer. You might need to start your own brokerage. You might need to buy a mortgage company. You might need to do other things, right? And we're here to talk about that stuff because I want to talk about how agents can build wealth, how they can get to financial freedom. And that's what's important to me, right? It's not about just looking cool, getting a billboard, and getting the highest GCI number. I'm more interested in how can we build wealth and how can we create the choices that we want for our own lives. So just to be blunt with you and to be honest, being a real estate agent is one of the best ways to get that plane off the ground. But once you're flying, you might want to look at other opportunities, and you'll have the skills of being an entrepreneur, getting that plane off the ground in a highly saturated business to be able to look at other ventures when you're ready to do that. Number 3 is helping people acquire assets that have the ability to change their lives. So as a real estate agent, not only can you help people buy single family houses and get them out of the rat race of renting long term, you can help them buy multifamily property and commercial property once you kind of learn the skills and learn what people are looking for. And you can help them buy assets that produce monthly cash flow and give them financial freedom and help them really change their lives. And I've had many friends of mine that got into this. They were renting before. They started out as a renter. They didn't even realize that they could become a investor. And I walked them through the whole process, and now they have multiple income properties that generate them, thousands of dollars a month, and also save them a lot of money every month on rent expenses. So you can really change people's lives in a powerful way by getting into this career and really helping people achieve that success that they're looking to achieve. Number 4 is all the opportunities it opens up. So I touched a little bit on this in number 2, and that's the entrepreneurship thing. But becoming an agent will help you network with people, you'll meet people, you'll be out in the community, and you're gonna see a lot of opportunity out there. And once you get those fundamental skills of being a successful entrepreneur as an agent, then you can take those skills other places and start other companies within the real estate field and really build multiple streams of income and get yourself to where you want to be financially. So real estate is one of the best stepping stones that I found, and there's so much opportunity in this field. And if you kind of embrace that and become a student of the game, there's tons of opportunity and tons of upside to being in this field. Now you might be wondering, this sounds too good to be true. If everything is so good, then why did 80% of people leave? So let's cover some of the things that I really dislike about being a real estate agent. Number 1 is the unrealistic clients. So the biggest thing with real estate is you're going to deal with lots of personality types, and you're going to meet unrealistic people that really don't listen to your advice, that just think they know everything. And as an agent, you really don't have that much control. Of course, you can try to convince them and you can try to steer them in the right direction because it's what's best for them. But at the end of the day, they own the asset, or they have the pre-approval letter that's going to buy the asset, and it's up to them. And it's really what they want to do. So if you want to work with them as a client, and they're unrealistic, you're going to get dragged around, and you might not like that. You might not like the lack of control that you have in your business. And it can be super frustrating when you're just trying to do the right thing for somebody, but they won't listen to you or they won't take your advice. But when you're a brand new agent, you want to work with that client because you might not have a big book of business. Now, once you get experience and you have a track record, that happens less and less because people tend to take your advice a lot more seriously. And then the people that don't, you tend to just kind of say, hey, you should go find another agent. I wish you nothing but success. That's what I do at this point because I value my time above everything. But when you first start out, you probably won't do that, and you're going to have to deal with a lot of unrealistic people. Number 2 is the cold calling. So I talk a lot about cold calling, and I know it's weird to hear me say this, but I don't love cold calling, right? I do it because I have to do it because it makes my business successful, but I don't love it. I actually hate it. Who wants to get on the phone every day and get yelled at and be told off and all this kind of negative stuff? Nobody wants to do that. And doing that every single day is a huge challenge. And many agents just won't do it because it's too hard and it's too painful to do every day. and they just won't get on the phone and do it. And because of that, they end up failing out of the business. So do I like prospecting? Well, yeah, I like it because of the results that it produces and the income and the success. I know it's dialing for dollars, but at the end of the day, I don't love doing it. And it's one of the most miserable parts of the business, if we're being honest. Now, if we reframe this and say, hey, look, we're dialing for dollars, we're having fun, don't take it personally, then it's not a big deal, right? It's no biggie. You get on the phone, some people will yell at you, some people won't, some people will be happy, and you're just searching for the people that are willing to give you the chance that actually need the help. Number 3 is wasting time. Now, this is my least favorite thing about the entire industry. Now, wasting time is my biggest pet peeve. I don't like it. I want nothing to do with it because at the end of the day, like I always say, you can make more money back. You can make all these things happen again, but you can't get your time back. When time ticks away and someone wastes your time, it's never coming back. So I really, really dislike wasting time. And this business, if you're not careful, can be filled with wasted time. Let me give you an example. You might get a buyer that comes in, they're pre-approved, you're ready to go. They take you to see 30, 40, 50 houses. Well, you take them to see, but they're requested the showing on it. And what's going to happen is they're going to look at those houses and you might find them 5, 6, 7 perfect houses. But if they're picky or they're not ready yet, they might just say, no, let's go look at more. Or no, let's go look at more. Or no, I don't like this about it. And that's fine. It is what it is. But you're wasting a lot of time to get the sale. And you might be doing everything right on your end. But again, you lack control of the outcome because the ultimate buying decision or selling decision is with that person. And at the end of that 40 or 50 houses, you might get a text saying, hey, sorry, I decided to rent. I'm no longer looking to buy. I'll catch up with you in a couple of years when my lease expires. Or I'll catch up with you in a couple of years when the market crashes. And that's frustrating, right? Let's be real about it. That's not fun. Nobody wants to deal with that. And that's one of my least favorite things about this business. But I'm a high D personality. If you ever look at the DISC profile test and test your personality type, I'm a high D personality. So working with buyers, although I built a lot of my career on working with buyers, I've built a team and I try to, delegate that off because I just don't have the desire to work with a ton of buyers anymore, right? It's just too much time. It's too much time investment. Now, with that being said, if you're an I personality type and you just really like looking at houses and that's fun for you, you can build up a big portfolio or a big book of business with buyers and you can make a good income and you can have fun. You're looking at houses and to be honest with you, it's really not that bad. It's a lot of fun. When you first start out, you're looking at all these cool houses and seeing all these things. And if you really just love houses, it can be an excellent thing for you. But just be careful and make sure that the people you're working with have committed to you and will work with you as an agent. And make sure they're also pre-approved because you don't want to waste your time because at the end of the day, like I said, you're not going to get that time back. Last but not least, let's talk about the income. Now, this is the reason that I feel a lot of people get out of the business, and that is the inconsistent income and the unpredictability of that income. Real estate is a business where it's 100% commission. And if you're a solo agent without a team or you don't have some kind of a brokerage, then you're going to be in a situation where you have to go out and hunt every single commission to be able to make a paycheck that month. And because of that, it produces a lot of anxiety and unpredictability because you don't know when the next commission check is coming in. It might be next month. It might be 9 months from now, right? It just depends. You got to go out there and hustle. Now, you do have control of this aspect of the business in a lot of ways because you can, get over the uncomfortableness of prospecting and really go out there and find these deals. And if you do that, the unpredictability goes away a lot. Like if you have a system and you plug these leads in, you have different lead categories and all this stuff that I teach, then it becomes a lot more predictable, and that anxiety of not knowing where your next paycheck is going to come from really kind of dissipates. But if you don't have this stuff in place and you're just starting out, it can be highly unpredictable. And because of that, a lot of people end up leaving the business because it's just way, way too stressful. So where do you actually stand? Are you going to start your real estate career or are you going to go find something else? There's a lot of upside with this career, but there's also a lot of hard things that you're going to have to work through as an entrepreneur to make this venture successful. So drop it in the comment section below. I want to hear all your thoughts and what you plan on doing. And if you like this kind of content for real estate entrepreneurs, smash the like button and subscribe. We come out with content on a weekly basis, and I look forward to seeing you at the next video. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.